Hey fam, welcome to Choppy Waters, your go-to for crazy and unbelievable travel stories. Each episode, we're diving into real-time discussions and sharing those you-had-to-be-there moments. So buckle up. Choppy Waters isn't just a name, it's a promise. This is Choppy Waters, with your host, Siobhan and Brandon.
Did you feel any extra special treatment from the crew during the selling because of the issue?
No.
Okay.
It was a total opposite, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tell them it was terrible. The experience on Carnival on this cruise line, and you guys know, for me to say that, it's like really,
I don't think people understand. Like he I don't know if he still is, or let me speak in past tense. He was the biggest Carnival fan. Like he was ride or die Carnival. We went on our first royal ship and he was like amazed, but he was still like, well, Carnival's pizza's better, where Carnival does Carnival. Like it was still like, so for him to say that, guys, I'm saying these type of things. I've been voicing how I feel about the way they treat their guests, a lot of the times. But for him to say that, that's just how you know. I mean,
yeah, but to answer the question, you guys, no, we felt the total opposite.
Yeah, no.
And we're gonna give you guys an exclusive right here on the Parkers.
We're not sponsored by Carnival, so it don't matter.
That part.
So
say what you gotta say.
What YouTube is not gonna see in terms of the viewers, because is the fact that I was actually vlogging. And was told,
I'm gonna send you guys a clip. Actually,
I was actually told that I wasn't allowed to film.
Period. Point blank.
Point blank. So it got really ugly.
Oh, it's gonna be bad.
Okay, it got. No, I'm gonna tell them. This is the truth. They want the truth, so I'm gonna tell them.
We're gonna have heat on the mouth.
At this point, I'm fuming. I'm trying to calm down. I'm wondering, why did I come back on this cruise line? How could they do this to me? I've been so good to Carnival. This is what I'm thinking in my head. This is what's going in my head. We have this good relationship. I always come and you say good things about it. And so when the crew member told me I couldn't film, it's late right now, you guys, at this point, on the ship. What I mean by late, probably about 10.
It was a guest service.
Yeah, it was about 10. And so I call up and I'm like, listen, I need to talk to the manager on duty. I have some concerns, it's like that. And they wanted to know why. And then the woman on the phone was so rude. She's like, listen, sir, I cannot say this and that, but if crew member told you no filming, there's no filming. I said, we are content creators. There's a couple of the YouTubers on this cruise. I want you to be clear and say this, because when we get back, we're going to tag Christine Duffy, okay? We're going to tag her in this. So I want you to be clear when you're telling me this, that content creators cannot film when there's tons of people TikToking and posting on Instagram. So you're right. And she was still combative. She was fighting me with her words, and we're going back and forth. And Bianca wakes up, the baby wakes up. I storm out of the room.
He got so upset because the baby started crying. She was sleeping.
Oh my goodness!
And he's on the phone with them in the cabin, and I'm laying down. And Millie just went down finally to sleep, and he's getting, his voice is getting louder, and he's kind of getting heated. So Amelia cries. I just see him hang up the phone. And he just rushes out of the room, and I'm like, "What is going on?"
Mind you, Parkers, I go down there, and the woman that told me that no filming is now gone. So I
bet.
Yeah,
to her,
know what they do,
so that we can have this.
He's smart.
This great conversation about content creating and blogging. So at this point, I start whipping the phone out. I whip it out again. I'm like, so I want you to explain to me that we're not allowed to film. And the guy's like, no, you cannot film. Don't film me, sir. Don't film me.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't want to be filmed? What happened? And so, he's like, no, I don't want to be filmed. I have no resolution for you, this and that, or whatever. So at this point, me and him are going at it.
He basically said, if you're going to keep filming, I'm not going to speak to you.
Exactly.
He was like, this conversation is over, until you stop recording.
So we start going at it. His co-worker, which was his boss, who was the supervisor, she was a nice lady. We spoke briefly, whatever, but it wasn't good enough for me. Now at this point, I wanted the senior guest service person. So
Right.
like I'm fuming. I'm fuming. I'm not taping, right? They get the assistant senior guest service manager. The lady, you guys, Bianca was a sweetheart. The woman was so nice. I mean, like, so she's like, I want to know which staff told you this. I said, honey, what do you mean? Joseph right there, Joe, whatever his name is. The woman, Jolene or Jocelyn, she's right there. And I said, and I asked her, is your phone recorded in the room or the phone call recorded? You can hear her tell me this. So at this point, I'm upset. I'm like, so I need to know. I need to hear it from you on the taping so I can let my colleagues, my friends, co-workers that are content creators know that we are no longer allowed to film
on Carnival.
And her jaw dropped. She was like, listen, no, you guys feel free to vlog whatever you need. If there's a space that's locked that is accessible to guests, I want to make sure you guys get in there. So she spoke to them. So we had this conversation, you guys. Everything was good. Guys, it gets better. Ask Bianca. Boom. Here comes a little bit later. They had, I guess, some type of director over on Miami that's over the guest relations. Call the ship the following day at 10 a.m. to speak to me. They did not want me to post that. Mm-hmm. They do not want me to post it.
Man,
so they don't want you to post it. They didn't say nothing about us.
Right? Exactly.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can be bought. Like, if you don't want me to post it, you can compensate me for not posting it.
Right. And yeah.
Basically, they had a meeting with Christian 10 in the morning. I wasn't there, but he was there, and they had a whole bunch of senior staff there, and they were just making sure they attempted to fix his concerns and, try to calm him down. But
were you satisfied with the resolution that they came to after that meeting?
That's a good question.
That's a very good question. To be honest, am I satisfied? I think the woman we're gonna send you, Parker, send you stuff after we're done taping, but
okay,
so you can see. But I think Anna did everything in her power, and I told Bianca I feel like everything in her power to calm me down, to de-escalate, and to so I appreciate that. But in terms of the cruise line, the communication and telling people you can't film, and I told the senior person who I called from Miami and the other officers that, listen, this is going to be serious. I'm telling you, this will go viral.
That'll break the internet.
I know it will, and they asked me repeatedly not to post it, but I feel like in terms of Inna, I feel like I was satisfied with how she escalated it, how she escalated it, and how it climbed for then, she sent us a card, apologizing and Carnival, they have with
the strawberries.
Yeah, a joke, but
we didn't care. They kept telling us a couple times, well, do you want us to give you this? And Christian's like, listen, I'm not complaining for you to give me anything free. That's something that gets misconcepted a lot, because people think you're giving a complaint or you're not satisfied because you want something, you want onboard credit, you want a free drink. I don't want nothing. Y'all can keep your little strawberries, keep your champagne bottles. We don't want any of it. I mean, we just want a good experience. We want to sail on something we paid a lot of money for, and we brought our child with us. We just want to have a good time. That's it. I mean,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this cruise was bigger than the propulsion issues. Yeah. It went deeper than the propulsion issues.
It was a lot. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So just so we can clarify, when they told you you could not film, do you mind sharing where you were actually filming?
Okay, so I was filming coming down in the hallway, and so how they're cleaning. The one crew member told me I could not film, so I then went to the room, And I called downstairs and was like, hey, so-and-so, like I told you guys. Then when I went down there to speak to that Jocelyn, she was gone. Then the other Joe, maybe her coworker, I don't know.
It was a guy.
It was a guy.
Yeah.
I guess he might have been standing next to her. We were on the phone. We had one at it. And so that's when I start whipping out the phone again.
And that's the clip that I have. We actually still
you know,
of him telling Christian, you know, listen, like, you can't record. Like, if you're recording any type of video, we can't have this conversation, basically. Like, yeah. So
that's nice.
That's crazy.
So our last question, and we appreciate you guys for sharing this. Thank you for taking the time out to share these experiences. So we greatly appreciate that because we all know time is valuable.
Absolutely.
What would you tell someone who's thinking about sailing the Vista anytime soon?
I would tell them at this point, I would wait until they fix whatever issues they have on it. Or if you're just okay with potentially being delayed or having some disruptions, you're just like, you know what, I'll go ahead and go. But I would personally, for me again, I will tell you guys this, which is really shocking. I would go on the Vista again, but it won't be anytime soon. It will not.
I don't know. I kind of with that because I feel like when people book cruises, it's already like booked in advance, kind of. Let's say they just found out recently or like a month ago, or if I don't know Carnival's exact, you know, they kind of have loopholes and you know, they do certain things for people at different times, but their policy, like on cancellation and refunds and stuff like that, like, let's say someone just found out about these issues. I mean, what are they going to do? Like cancel their trip? You know, so even if like us that didn't know, let's say there was an issue and nobody knew about it, you're still taking a risk. Every cruise you go on is a risk you're taking. Like you said, Jamal, like the contract, like that's, once you agree to that contract and you hit, I agree to the terms and conditions, that's just a risk that we take as cruisers. I mean,
yes.
So kind of an update, as of 2 days ago, just this article, Carnival Vista repaired after developing new propulsion issues.
See?
So this was 2 days ago.
So they say they repaired it.
Yes.
Well, that's something. That's communication, though. Like that's good news.
So we got back Saturday, and today is Monday. Okay, so
they probably announced it once the ship was at port. No,
maybe they fixed it compared it while we were
they were at port,
waiting. Okay,
and you know, repair can mean
match it until the next time. But I feel like they just took this ship out of service for a couple of weeks to fix the issue. So now that it's back, we're doing this again.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. I mean, somebody told me lemon of Vista of the Seas. I told me he was drinking. I'm like, hey, buddy, you said it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, and then honestly, guys, the food, before we let you go, the food was not really good.
People were so upset about
Parkers, if you don't believe me, I spoke to 2 people on the ship. They actually got food poisoning. And if you look now, and I'm not bullying, there's so many people posting of food poisoning that was on that sailing and that are sick.
Yeah.
Look in the groups right now.
There are also photos that have not been leaked to the internet that are, some of them are in our possession. Some of them we've got from other friends that were on that sailing, of fruits and things that were delivered.
Oh my God, we didn't even tell them.
Yeah.
Gosh.
From room service, I believe, to their cabin and had mold on the fruits.
Yes. Well, listen, we're sending this all to you. This is an exclusive. You guys are getting all of this.
Oh my goodness.
You guys will get all of it. When you guys see it, you, Brandon, you and Siobhan, your face is going to the floor. Like it, I mean, it's terrible. And thank God, you know, it didn't come to our room. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you something, it would have been a big problem. Because, and thank God, we're people that check the food before we give it to our kid.
Yeah.
You know, but terrible.
Wow.
So it was more than propulsion issues. It was also food safety issues, apparently.
Man, this whole sailing was just full of craziness.
So needless to say, I'll be staying away from the Carnival Vista for foreseeable future.
Yes.
It's a beautiful ship. Like, I saw pictures like when you guys are filming. Like, see ship. It's a beautiful ship.
Yeah, we still try to have a good time.
I will tell you guys, and you'll hear it in the vlog too. Like, you do hear me like, wow, this is beautiful. The score, the landscape is wonderful. That was natural. That was not for the camera. Like, that was a natural reaction. I do love the landscape of it. And somewhat feel like they do a decent job keeping up with the paint job. It's not rust bucket on the outside. So, but I did like the landscape. I just wish the experience was a little bit better. Even with the cruise director, people love.
Yes, Dion.
Okay, I didn't feel like he was engaging enough. I didn't feel like he engaged enough with the people. That was another thing that I didn't like. You know what I mean? It's like he was engaging like the other ones we've had, like Mike Pack. Like Cookie, he wasn't. I didn't feel like he was enough engaged, especially when people are upset.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, guys, we might end up bringing y'all back. I don't think this was enough time.
Absolutely not.
Oh my goodness.
We're open to talk about it. You know, again, if you guys need us to, we could go into more depth into it. Like I said, this
part 2, and then we'll send you guys the pictures and stuff that we got, so you guys you to look into it. And if you guys want to do like a part 2, you guys know we're here. Absolutely.
Okay. All right, we'll set it up for sure.
Absolutely.
In Carnival for whatever video, let us know. We got all the receipts.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys, this has been an episode of Choppy Waters that just kept getting choppier and choppier.
Literally.
Yeah. We want to thank. Yes, this was definitely Choppy Waters. We want to thank Chris and Bianca for not only being our first guest, but being an amazing interview.
Absolutely.
You guys brought the heat this time, and we can't wait to bring you back for part 2. Thank you so much. We are going to go ahead and end it here, but Chris and Bianca, tell everybody where they can find you guys at social media, YouTube, everywhere.
Yeah, we're mainly right now on YouTube and Instagram. We post YouTube shorts. We just uploaded a blog, so go check it out on the Carnival Vista, obviously, in our experience. That's on Endless Cruises, Instagram at Endless Cruises, TikTok at Endless Cruises. So thank you guys for having us, man.
Yes.
We will post that boarding day video in the comments.
Yes.
And on our social medias.
Yeah, all right. Well, we will see you guys soon for the next Choppy Waters. Thank you, Chris and Bianca, for being here. And until next time, Parker's out.
Bye, guys.
And that's all for this episode of Choppy Waters. We hope you enjoyed this wild ride through the craziest stories in travel. Your support means the world to us. If you can't get enough of our travel drama, head over to YouTube and watch the full video version of this podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us make each episode even better than the last. Until next time, stay safe out there in those choppy waters.